Greetings, architecture students. Today I am going to cover how to create 3D views and renderings, which many of you know a lot about. Maybe you don't know everything about it, but just watch this video. This will be something covered on the user certification test, so please pay very close attention to it. I have no idea what the question is going to be like on that test, but I'm sure that everything I hit today is going to cover everything, so you will know how to do it and you can pass or get that answer or that question correct. So let's get started. Also, don't forget to hit the button down here, the like button below the video, so this video gets shared out to more people. All right, so 3D views, there's several different ways of creating a 3D view. First off is right up here in the quick access toolbar, there is it looks like a doghouse. Okay, and if you hover over that for a bit, it'll actually show you a set of instructions. But you can click on that, and of course it goes right into a 3D view. Now it typically won't go into color like this one is. It's only because I have color set right here. It'll actually go into a hidden line view like this, and then you can set your color and your resolution yourself. But that's how you get a basic 3D view. And of course, you can also render any 3D view that you do. And I'll show you rendering as we come up toward the end of the video. All right, so if we get just a normal 3D view that way, there's also another way we can get a 3D view. So I'm going to click on level 1, go back to level 1. And if you click on the drop down next to the little doghouse, you get a camera. Okay, and you can kind of take a shot, just find a good spot. And you know, this is where your photographic skills, your photography skills will come into use. And if you're into architectural design, you really should have a good concept also of photography. Okay, because it's all about how something looks, right? So I'm going to find a good spot, like maybe here looking towards my front door, shooting out this way. And I get this view right here. Okay. And you can actually adjust this view by clicking on these grips up at the top, bottom, and both left and right. You can also come inside of the properties panel and change things like right here, far clip offset, and that's basically changing the distance that it can see. So if you don't want it to see some trees or something that are out in the distance in your landscape plan, then you can bring it in a little closer so it doesn't actually get those in the view. Scope box, you don't need a scope box here. And this is actually something new here, render set. I don't think I've seen that before, but we'll probably play with that. Projection mode, perspective, so you can change that from perspective to orthographic. So whichever one gives you the best image, we'll change it to orthographic and see what we get. I don't like that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to orthographic and go to perspective. That's a lot more pleasing. Eye elevation, you can change the eye elevation. The eye elevation is the elevation that the eye, if someone was standing there. Myself, I'm 5'9" or 10, something like that. And 5'6" would be about where my eye level is at. So it's going to look at the object from that level. You can actually change that to get a better look at it. Maybe you want a lower look or a higher look. I typically go for the lower look. So I might go down to 4 feet. Okay, and as you saw it there, it kind of shifted just a little bit to bring that eye level down a little bit lower. So the picture fills in the image as if someone was a little bit shorter looking at that. To see a bigger change in this, I'll just go on down to 1 foot. Click apply, and then you see how it's really almost like I'm on the ground. But let's go back up to we're going to go back to 4 foot 6 inches. All right, the next one is the target elevation. So you can change the elevation that the target is at. Right now I'm looking at eye level, just straight out eye level. Maybe I want to bring that down some. Let's just change that to 1 foot just to see what it does. Okay, so you saw the picture shift there a little bit, and that changes the target. I'm basically taking the camera and pointing it down at a lower level. Okay, but I'm going to change that back to about same thing it was, 5'6" Okay. View template, you typically, really won't really go look at anything like that. Not when we're doing houses and stuff, but you can change that to various different things such as architectural presentation or export to civil engineering. But what I've gone over thus far is, primarily what you're going to use to adjust your view. Okay. I'm going to go into render set. I'm going to see what they have. Draft setting. Okay, I think this is just a quick way to get to rendering, but I'll show you how to do some rendering here in just a second. Now in this view, of course, you can change it to color realistic, and you get a really nice picture. Okay, a really nice color picture, all your plants and everything like that. And it looks really nice, Another thing you can do is you can go into right here, graphics display. You can click on graphics display, and you can change things like shadows, sketchy lines, depth cueing, lighting, realistic, and do all that you want to. I'll let you play around with that yourself, but background is also a really good one. I love background because I can go in here and put it on image, customize image, and then go here to select an image off of my computer. I'm going to go to my desktop because I've got an image there I was going to use. Click open, and there's the image. Okay, and I click OK and apply. What do you know? There is that beautiful image. Isn't that beautiful? Right there in the background of a sky behind my house. Next, of course, you can actually do some rendering, and you click on this little tea kettle down here at the bottom. And you click on that tea kettle and you get the rendering dialog. And of course, over here, as we just learned, there was one over here. You can click to get a shorter version of that rendering dialog. But, old habits die hard. So I'm going to use this rendering dialog. And I'm going to change it to high. And exterior sun only is all I need. Sun setting. Now, depending on your picture or on your house, mine is facing toward the south right now. So I'm going to change the in-season lighting, okay, because what it's going to do if I do in-season lighting, it's going to give me what the lighting would look like here this time of day. But I don't want it to look like that. I want the sun to be shining kind of on the front of the house. So I am going to choose sunlight from top left. Click apply and OK. And you can see how it's changed in the realistic view here as well. But now all I do is hit render and I wait, and I'm going to come back and change this and take this part out. Okay, so here is the rendered version of that image, and you can see how it placed the shadows and everything else as if the sun was coming from the top left. From here, you can do two things. You can save it to project, or you can export it. To save it to project, just click on Save Project and name it something that you want that'll help you understand what the picture is of. And I'm going to say front left, because I'm taking the picture from the front left of the house. Click OK. You can also export it, and this is what I want my students to do. Okay, is I want my students who are watching this in class to click on export and just save it. You can save it anywhere you want to. You can save it to your desktop, but then name it. Okay, name it your first name. I'm going to name mine, and just rendered view. Okay, and then click save. What that's going to do is it's going to save a JPEG of the image. So once you save that JPEG, I want you to email it to me. Or actually, no, I'm take that back. Submit it as an assignment in Schoology. You'll have a little submit button there. So submit that picture to the assignment in Schoology. And that's really all there is that you need to know for rendering. It's probably a little bit more than you need to know for 3D views and rendering for the certification test. Okay. So good luck on that. I can't wait to see some of your wonderful photography. And just use any file that you have with a house on it. It doesn't have to be anything special, but good luck on that. We'll see you later.